Hi, Agnes and Garage One Subaru. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my video interview. So I'll begin with those questions that you sent over earlier today. A little bit about myself. My name's Ivan Gutierrez. I'm 26 years old. I'm a native of Northern California. I'm a Subaru enthusiast, and of course, I'm also a Subaru owner. I went to school at San Jose State, where I majored in public relations and minored in communication studies. I've worked in sports now for the last 5 years, and I currently work for the Raiders on the coaching staff. My last two jobs, as I just mentioned, I work for the Raiders. I deal with video operations, so anything to do with video, scouting, filming practices, filming games, traveling with the team, things of that nature. Any bit of film that the team uses for analytical reasons, to study opponents, study ourselves, whatever it may be, is what I pretty much help assist in our department. And prior to that, I worked at my alma mater at San Jose State, where I worked in a similar role with the football team as well as in our media department, where I helped run our social media. So Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, whatever it was, I contributed with photography, video graphics, posts, whatever it may be. So kind of just being that brand content creator for the team was my position. Um, why I left my previous jobs. So it's been well documented that the Raiders are leaving to Las Vegas in the coming months. Um, but for me personally, I think that doesn't really fit with my plans at the moment. I'm looking to transition out of my position. I'm looking for a position where I feel like I can be very transferable to, that I can apply myself really well in, and that's how I ended up finding the position at Garage One Subaru, um, and why I left my San Jose State position was pretty much I got the opportunity to work for the Raiders after our season ended. They gave me a phone call, and growing up a Raider fan, it was something that it was a dream of mine since I was a kid. So when the Raiders started calling, it was a decision for me to move on from college football into the NFL, and that's why I left that position. What I loved and disliked about my jobs, I would say they're both similar in what I enjoyed and what I disliked. What I loved really, working in sports and working in football, being a huge football fan, I really loved that teamwork, that camaraderie, where people come together for that common goal, working together, to win games, ultimately to win a championship. But really, it was really fun and exciting to see, all these people from all walks of life. We have people from the South, from California, from New York, from Texas. People just, coming together and working together. From the off season of no games, it's all just hours and hours of practice, to getting into the season and really applying what we learned, and all those stuff that when the cameras weren't rolling or there was no fans, and applying that when the show was really on, is what I really enjoyed seeing. And what I disliked, similar to both positions, I'd say the schedule can be very grueling at times. I think if you ask anyone who works in football or in sports, the schedule could be a lot. I'd say from late July until early January, or whenever the your season ends. There's pretty much no days off. Working 7 days a week, or 12 hours sometimes could be a lot. I don't mind it. It's something that I have a huge passion, and I love doing. But it does take a toll on your family, and takes a toll on your relationships. It's really tough working, the last 5 years on Thanksgiving and Christmas, and not really being able to be there with your family because you have practice or you have a game. So those aspects of the schedule could really be, something I really dislike about the positions. Uh, I believe I'd be an important addition to your team, because my involvement with teams, I believe, working in sports, you absolutely need to be team minded and goal driven, not just with yourself, but with so many individuals. So I feel like I'm confident in myself that I believe that I am a natural born leader. I really love leading individuals. I find myself to be highly motivated, goal driven, and I just love working in teams who are also motivated and goal centered. But with that, I also believe what makes me a great leader is I'm a great follower. I love not only um, kind of inputting what I believe should happen, but also hearing from other individuals. I think it's just as important as a leader to understand where other people are coming from and collaborating. Some people are great at some stuff while others are great in the others, and just the same as some people aren't as strong in some spots while others are. So I believe that commonality of coming together as a team and building on each other's strengths and helping each other's weaknesses is is something that I understand really well, and I believe I could transition very seamlessly into your guys' office and your company, as well as my enthusiasm for Subarus. As I mentioned, I'm a Subaru owner. I love my Subaru. I'm not one, to really race or get into that, but I really love my Subaru. I love the culture that the car company has set for individuals. I'm a big fan of rally racing. As I mentioned, I don't really do it myself, but as a fan, watch it whenever it's on TV. During the X Games, I always watched it growing up, and that's what really made me, want to have a Subaru when I grew up. So I think the passion of the company is what I really have, and I believe, from reading on the website, it seems that everyone that works there has a huge passion for Subaru as well. So I feel like I would, kind of get right into that as well with everyone else and transition really well with you guys. So being, as I mentioned, a Subaru owner, I kind of keep a tab on who dealerships and shops in the Bay Area, and going to San Jose State, I kind of had an idea of who Garage One was. And some of my friends driving Subarus and stuff, talking about different shops. So I've always kind of kept a tab on Garage One and the passion and really the customer service and the work ethic that people that work in that shop. So I've always had a very positive knowledge and understanding of Garage One. Everything from services and repairs, as well as prepping cars for rally races. As I understand what goes on in your guys' shop, and what really stuck out to me as I did research, as maybe someone who thinks that they could work with you guys, what really stuck out to me was your guys' about me page, highlighting the individuals that work there. That really stuck out to me because I really being kind of having a journalism background, as storytelling and finding that commonality with the people in the shop who work there, as and finding that commonality with customers, I think is huge because not only do you come in there to get your car serviced or need parts or things of that nature, but then you have something that you guys can talk about because I read so and so's bio, so I know they're into this, and now we can talk about this, and now you kind of build that lasting relationship and that lasting bond with individuals. So I think that was really awesome from what I read on the website. And when can I start? Yeah, so this weekend is our last big weekend of the off season in football. We just got done with the NFL draft night one tonight, and after this weekend, we pretty much have a month off for our vacation from the off season, about a month. But due to current circumstances with the virus and things of that nature, we don't know exactly when we'll be able to go back. So I have a foreseeable vacation. So honestly, I think I'd be able to start as soon as possible whenever you guys make that decision and need someone whenever you need someone to go. And lastly, I think with me, you're getting someone that's highly motivated, goal driven. I believe that I go into work every single day and I give the absolute best. I you know I'm sorry, but I go in there and I always see what more there can do. I'm not one who's complacent in my tasks. I'm someone who comes into work, and I know there's gonna be set jobs out there, or set things that we have to do every day. But then I'm gonna find what else we can do. Always improving, always looking what else we could do. In my professional experience, I know that there's always something that needs to be done. It can be as little as wiping down the counters, or organizing something. So you're always going to get a hard worker from me. Highly motivated, as I mentioned, goal driven, and a people person. I love relationships. I love meeting people. I value relationships really highly. So being that with customers, and understanding customers and knowing them on a deeper basis, as well as with my coworkers. I really appreciate collaborating and camaraderie. So you're going to get a really friendly person, as well as someone that's going to work hard and come in every day and giving you all that they have. So that's just a little bit about me. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. If you need any other information from me, please just feel free to reach out to me. Thanks again. I'm really looking forward to hearing back from you guys. Wish you guys safe health and a great weekend. Thank you.